That's weird. That's really weird that the YouTube didn't stream. I'm on a new, different computer today. Ugh, looks like the YouTube just started. Anyway, I basically just gave my entire afternoon meeting for 30 minutes there, so I really apologize for anybody that's in YouTube. I don't know why the stream never turned on. It was really bizarre. It's never happened before. But I was about to turn it over to questions, but basically the synopsis of it is today was a must-buy morning, and even at these prices at the close, these are prices that you should be buying, not selling, but you do have to be worried about overnight risk. If we were opening at these prices right now, I'd be buying them, not selling them. But I did take off a third of my IWM into the close just because I felt I had to. But basically the synopsis of it just in case we have a today was a must-buy morning, and prices at the close, these are prices that you should be buying, not selling, but you do have to be worried about overnight risk. If we were opening at these prices right now, I'd be buying them, not selling them. But I did take off a third of my IWM into the close just because I felt I had to. But basically the synopsis of it, just in case we have fixed the echo. Sorry, like I said, I'm on a different computer this morning. And I did a computer today. It's actually a brand new computer, so I'm still working out some kinks, and I don't think I've done an afternoon meeting off this computer yet. It's really awesome, this computer. I got a great setup here. 4 screens, 4 big screens, sick gaming computer. I don't know if the best setup on a different computer this morning. But yeah, apologies that the stream didn't go up properly. But I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has. Sometimes I feel like I end up repeating information when I go over questions. Palantir helped. I feel like Palantir's helped move the entire market higher after hours, which is wild. Market's up, growth stocks are up. Palantir, big move here, liquidated by Palantir into basically the measured move, which was into, I think the measured move on the upside was like 27.30, 27.40. Palantir helps. Palantir's helped move the entire market higher after hours, which is wild. Great job on that buy today. Growth stocks are up. Good job holding some. Palantir, big move here, liquidated by Palantir into basically the measured move. Alright, so again, that's all I got. Once again, apologies for not getting the stream up properly on the YouTube, but I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has. First question I'm seeing is from Cameron. For a newer trader at these levels, on days like today or last Thursday, Friday, do you have any tips on how I should position my trades? I am noticing I'm being so again, that's all I got. Once again, apologies for not getting the risk management, so I don't use the dollar lockout that I have for the day. But I find for a newer trader at these levels, I find I'm missing out on trades or stopped out before the trade can form. Sure. So the bottom line is that you should really trade today the same way that you would trade any other day, insofar as following your trade-related rules. The only thing that you got to keep in mind is that because things are moving so far so fast that most likely you need to take trades with less size and more space risk. Less size and more space risk for the same dollar risk. But the actual trade executions themselves, based on the chart, should be the exact same as they would be on any other day, except there's probably more opportunities for those setups today. You need to take trades with less size and more space risk. So you know, again, broadly, I think that you just take it the same. Don't be less cautious. If anything, on a day like today, this is what I was trying to get across in the morning meeting. You should be more aggressive today. Except there's probably more. I said it in the morning meeting. I'll say it again. On a day like today, I don't really know what anybody's P&L is today except my own. So, you know, again, broadly, if you went for it today, if you really went for it, you're like, the market's going to be moving big, there's going to be so much opportunity, and you went for it today, and you got stopped out, shaken out, didn't make money, lost max loss, I'm proud of anybody who followed their rules today and lost their maximum loss. If you went for it today, if you really went for it, you're like, if you went for it, you gotta go for it on days like today. And you know, I had the biggest upswing P&L of my entire career today. It's lost really big number. I'm proud of anybody who followed their rules. You gotta go for it. Don't be stupid. Don't make trades up. They still have to be the same trades. You know, the same rules that cover the same trades as you would always take. The only difference is in a faster market, one, there tends to be more opportunities, but two is that the way those opportunities will look typically stupid, that the risk on them is a lot bigger, but the reward profile is a lot bigger as well. So you take the trade the same way, you just take it a little bit less size for the same dollar risk. Because the indexes are moving dollars at a time here. That's really it. You can't trade your fear, because if you end up doing, Cameron, what you're describing, what ends up happening is that you actually think it's being so late to your trades that you're not actually following the rules that you have that govern your actual trades. That's really it. You're missing what the appropriate entry execution actually is because you were being hesitant. You end up doing, Cameron, what you're describing, and then potentially chasing, which is like a compounding, not actually following. If you miss the opportunity for any reason, because you couldn't get it on your screen in time, or because you were hesitant, or whatever the reason is, don't chase it. Don't compound the mistake, because that'll give you a worse risk reward, and you're already not trading right. The right thing to do is to not be hesitant, really. Which, it's very hard for newer traders to not be hesitant on days like that. Don't chase it. I think I answered a question last week in regards to earnings season, last 2 weeks ago, where I said, the senior trader manager guy that I used to trade under used to walk around during earnings season. It's very hard for newer traders to not be hesitant, and tell everyone, you gotta crush it, it's earnings season, there's so much opportunity, blah 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 blah. And I found as a new trader I would consistently underperform during earnings season compared to outside of earnings season. Just because the market was moving so fast and I struggled to be able to handle it at that point. I just didn't have the experience. So I understand that this can be very difficult for someone that's newer. But at the end of the day, the answer is don't hesitate. Trade things correct. And if you did hesitate, don't chase. The market would be giving yourself such a bad risk reward at that point that you don't blow in the trades. So I understand that this can be very difficult for someone. What is the upside level that I would really be looking at? The answer is I don't really have an answer for that yet, because I need to see through time here how the market continues to correct the extension. So I understand that. So I need more time. What is the upside level that I don't have a specific level in mind at this point. I don't really have an answer for 460. If we could rip right up to 460, sure. And I chose that number. That's an extreme movement, right? But yet we were just there 2 trading sessions ago. So if you could show me QQQ 460 in the next 2 days, which could happen with the way we're moving. Sure, 460. You want to short it to 460. The upper. The mid to upper 450s to mid 460s, right now. But 2 trading sessions ago. I don't think that's likely to happen. I think what's more likely to happen is that correction isn't as powerful as that. It could happen with the way we're moving. Through price further, but also through time more. And then we can see how the market resets up when that happens. But 2 trading sessions ago. I don't think that's likely to happen. I think what's more likely to happen is that correction isn't as powerful as that. It could happen. Thanks, Jake. Through price further, but also through time more. And then we can see how the market from Bill, do you think that there's more systematic CTA vol targeting, deleveraging flows to come, and how does that fit in your expectations into your expecting a gap up? Thanks, Jake. So yes, it is the direct answer. I mean, it seems to be that's what the numbers still show at this point. Is that if we're getting these 2% plus moves, that the vol targeting funds still need to sell, and I think we know that into a down tape they need to sell as well. Is the direct answer? I mean, it seems to be that's what the numbers still show. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know how they execute. Is it just a, maybe you do, Bill, if you do, I'd love to know more information on how they actually execute. We see these numbers and we see these numbers change over time, but how do they actually execute that? Is it as simple as between 9:30 and 4, our mandate says that at this price we are supposed to sell X amount of dollars, so we're going to sell on the VWAP. Yeah, we're going to sell on the VWAP based on a moving number on how much we have to sell, but on the VWAP over the course of the day, more or less, depending on what price we're actually at. If we bounce, maybe that number becomes less, but it's still selling. If we sell off, maybe that number becomes more, but it's still selling. So I think that it's important to know moving number on how much we don't sell. But in terms of smaller time frame execution, just how they sell, because they both were sellers today, I assume. Yet intraday today, we mainly rallied all day. Especially if you include this after hours move here. I mean, I guess we had a rollover, from 12:30 to 4, but it never brought us anywhere close to being back to lows. They both were sellers today, so I would assume that they were selling intraday throughout the day today. Mainly rallied all day. Flows on the other side were enough to dip buyers or whoever it was were enough to be able to rally this market back up. So how does it play into my overall thought process? Is that I can't, so I would big picture bullish on this market. I'm not big picture bullish on this market. It's just a matter of, like I said, this degree of downside extension is something that has to be bought. But I recognize that at a certain point into a move, how does it play into my overall thought process? It's still going to be getting sold into, which is why I feel like more than anything right now that the market needs to heal and correct a little bit, and we can garner more information for how the market heals and corrects over the course of the next couple of days. I think that, barring a really bad Iran situation, I would be very, very, very surprised if I saw the SPYs gap down below 510 tomorrow, unless there was like a real, geopolitical escalation that occurred overnight. I'd be very, very surprised if we saw a gap back down to 510 tomorrow. Yet they are going to be selling. Yet we are extended. So I really think that, like I was just saying, the answers lie to a lot of this, both technically and otherwise, into what this time/price correction of this extension looks like over the course of the next few days. We are extended. So I really think that do we super tighten up and correct through time? In which case, Bill, as I know you know, then those vol, if it's super tight, and also the next couple of days are just little 0.5% days because we're correcting this extension. It's technically bearish, but from a systematic perspective, it's actually less bearish because at a certain point, the vol funds won't be sellers anymore until you know buyers if that goes up enough. If it's super tight, but the CTAs will continue to be sellers. So again, big picture answer to your question is that it keeps me bearish on this big picture for the moment. But I just think that in terms of the technicals that we were just discussing and everything right now, this market really needs some time big picture to give us more information. Is that, and I don't think that time correction picture for the moment. Maybe things bounce further, maybe move sideways. I just think that it's lower, but I don't think that time correction right now gives us immediate violent selling, barring a next level to give us more information. That's my thought process, Bill. I'd love to know if you have any competing thoughts or echo those thoughts. Sideways, I just think that it's lower. I don't think that time correction right now. Qs lose their uptrend, immediate violent selling, barring a next level to give us more. If you want to look at this time frame, that's my thought process, Bill. I'd love to know if you have any competing thoughts or if you want to look at a time frame that is the course of the year 2024, the answer is absolutely yes. So there's always different trends and different time frames. Not only is the answer yes, on a smaller time frame, you want to look at we didn't just lose the uptrend or downtrend. You can have competing trends. The multi-year trend is still higher. The short-term trend is lower. The intermediate trend is probably more trend less than anything. Yes, on a smaller time frame. This is where it helps to have 20, 50, and 200 SMAs, which I actually don't have a 20 and a the short-term trend is lower. A 20 and a 50 SMA. What is the slope of those moving averages? I'm sure the slope of the 20-day is down. This helps to have. So that means that the small time frame trend is down. I know, because it's right here on my chart, yellow line, that the 200-day slope is still higher. So the big time frame is up. I don't know the slope of the 50-day. And I don't what is the slope of 50-day, and I don't want to I'm sure so if anybody could tell me if they have a 50-simple moving average on their daily chart of the Qs, is it sloping up, down, or sideways? I'd love to know that. The 200-day slope is still higher. So the big time frame is up. I don't know. Talking from January 23 specifically, this would characterize it as a little bit more of an intermediate. So if anybody can tell me if they have it. No, it doesn't really seem like we broke it. Is it sloping up, down, or sideways? It's like a big time. That's the large time frame. It's over a year. So no, the essence of trend is still higher on that degree of time frame. Don't know. Talking from January 23 specifically, this would characterize it as a little bit more of an Dennis. Thanks, Dennis. No, it doesn't. Well, I saw the quality of the setup, the entry and setup profile just wasn't there for me to go massive. So I ended up just taking standard setups that I know I got amazing consistency with. Okay. Elevated risk, just a notch, and ended up making 5R with zero stress. It's amazing to hear people crushed it, but I think it's also important not to compare yourself to others and do your thing, especially when you got good constant setups that pay day in, day out. This makes sense to me, just being a list. Dennis, I agree with you. I think it's really important for traders to follow their edge. Really important for traders to follow their edge. I also think that part of my role and part of the reason why people are here is to provide a degree of guidance. And that's what I try to do. I think it's really important for traders to follow their edge. Generally, really important for traders to follow their edge. It's very, very, very rare. I also think that part of my that I say, guys, we should buy, or guys, we should sell. You know, I'm not the one that's here where it's like. That's what I try to do. I think it's really important for traders to follow their edge. Generally. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm on a very, very for the people that are on the YouTube. So I'll work with the guys tomorrow to we should buy. Or guys, we should sell. You know, I'm not the one that's here where it's like. Just feel free to send what I try to do. I think it's really important for traders to follow their edge. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Next time I'm on this computer, I'll work with very for the people that are on the stream. So I'll work with guys tomorrow. Just a brand new computer system, growing pains. Anyway, Dennis, you know, like I was saying, sometimes I get these questions, and we saw a little bit of it last week with the open house people. Like, there's some people in here who are doing the open house who just honestly don't belong here with us. You know, they want to try to learn, great, but they just didn't grasp the concept of what we're trying to do. Like if you tell me, like, sometimes I get these questions and we say, hey, you know, NVIDIA is at what price? At this price, should I buy? I got no answer for you on that. Or if you're asking me, you know, when NVIDIA is at 109, at what price on the downside should I buy? I've got no answer for that. If you tell me, like, I can't do that. I don't think anybody that can is a liar. At this price, should I buy? My job, I got no answer for you. It's why. Or if you're asking me, you know, when NVIDIA is at 109, at what price on the downside should I buy? Guide, no answer for more than anything. To guide on where I feel the opportunities are, what type of trading day to day is, should we be hands off, shouldn't we be hands off? So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to take. I will never tell anyone to not trade their edge. You should trade your edge. Where I feel the opportunities. And my hope is that you trade your edge, and at the same time, the work that I put in gives you some additional information, or additional context, or additional thought process to actually enhance your edge. Where you say, you know what, this is what my edge is on this type of morning, and my hope is that Derrick is saying, like, gung-ho should be buyers today. So I'm still going to follow my edge, but maybe I'll do it, you know, slightly heavier than I normally do, based on the additional information that Derrick's kind of providing. That's all all that's like Derrick is saying. If I'm able to do that and provide additional success on top of the success that traders are already having by helping you get a little bit more conviction or whatever it is, to me that's what I'm here for. That's a job well done. For people who aren't yet successful yet, to help them kind of develop their edge and develop their thought process and rules and have an understanding of what it takes to be successful. Not me saying $90 is going to be the bottom on the video. Everyone buy and don't sell any and hold and give you all these and then at the end of 2025 we're going to be 74.3% higher at the end of the year. So make sure you capture that entire meet. That's not me. I want to give traders who aren't yet successful an understanding of what it takes to be successful, help them have an understanding of rule development based on whatever edge is right for them to become successful. I want to be able to take the in-between trader who's been doing this a little while, but maybe hasn't broken out to big success. I want big success yet, and I want to help that person refine some thought processes and have more conviction in certain areas that breaks them out to the next level of success. And then I want to be able to take the person who is already successful and already knows what their edge is and be able to provide them some extra information so that they can make even more off of what their edge is. So I think, Dennis, that's a kind of a midpoint almost between what you're saying and what I'm trying to do, and hopefully I want to be able to take the person who is already successful makes everybody better. And I know it's made me better as a trader. Everyone on this team makes me better as a trader. And I hope that goes around. I think, Dennis, that's a kind of a midpoint almost between what you're saying and what I'm trying to do, and hopefully I want to be able to take the person who is already successful makes everybody better. And I know it's made me better as a trader. Everyone on this team makes me better as a trader. All right, gang. Anybody else have anything? Goes around. I think, Dennis, that's a kind of a midpoint almost between what you're saying and what I'm trying to do. All right. So, I know it's made me better. Everyone on this team makes me better. All right, gang. Wait, is this a real question? Why don't I look at futures the night before? Is that the question? All right. So, because I don't trade futures. I don't have an account that has futures access. So why am I going to look at the futures and stress myself out? Or you ask me why don't I have an account that has futures access? Why don't I look at futures the night before? For a couple of reasons, honestly, if that's the question. One is that I find I don't trade futures. That the market hours themselves give me personal boundaries. Why am I going to the futures? And for me, that's important. Or ask me why don't I? That's why I'm scared to death of the U.S. equity market becoming 24/7 or 24/6. I don't want that. The structure of the market hours enable me to have a personal life structure, personal boundary. I personally can be very excessive with things sometimes, and the market places something I'm obsessive with. I don't think it'd be good for me or healthy for me to have futures access and trade. I don't want that. On very rare occasions, I probably think of 3 over the course of my career, it probably would have been very profitable to have futures very excessive with things sometimes. Not enough. It's not enough. So I'm not going to do that. It's good for me or healthy and futures access and trade. I don't want that. So, and I don't like the stress. I don't like the stress. I had it last night. I don't like that. I got a garbage sleep last night. And it's because I knew where the futures were, which was impossible not to. I was getting texts from 10 different places on I don't know what was going on with the market and with crypto and Buffett and NVIDIA. And it was impossible not to. Garbage sleep. But I don't want to know. I don't want. It's because I knew where the futures were. 15 minutes before I'm going to bed, telling me where the market is, in my favor or not. 10 different places. Even if it's in my favor, it's going to get me excited with the market and with crypto and Buffett. I need to sleep well. I need to eat well. I need to exercise. Doing those things mornings maximizes the way that my brain turns. And then it makes that's what's going to make me more money than anything else. And I get it, what you're saying there about seeing where the futures were helped you last night think about your game plan for today. I think that I'm just systematized enough with my approach to trading that that's what's going to make me money. I'll be fine just getting up in the morning and doing my research. And I start early. I start early. Helped you last night think about your game plan for today. I think that it's rare that I'm just systematized enough with my approach to trading that plenty of time for that's what's going to make me money. I'll be fine just getting up in the morning and doing my research. And I start early. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Yeah, me too. I got up at 5 a.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everybody. Again, apologies for people on YouTube. I'll get it fixed for next time on this computer. Just getting up in the morning. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Yeah, me too. I got up at 5 a.m.